Thank you, thank you. What a wonderful day it is for walloping the Windsors. I say the Windsors, that's not actually their real name. Their real name is Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, which, not that I've got anything against the Germans, but that shows the fundamental dishonesty of the monarchy that we have. Now, as well as being a journalist, I'm also a blacksmith, so I want to tell you a story about something I've come up against recently, which tells us everything about the country that we live in, the monarchist country that we live in. I recently have been commissioned to produce 12 horses, much like that one up there that King George is sitting on, if you look behind you. And this horse is about my heritage. I'm from the gypsy community, and the 12 horses I'm going to make is of a gypsy horse, a gypsy cob. And I applied for planning permission to put it in the town of Appleby, which is home to the biggest gypsy horse fair in Britain. Now, the local council said that they wouldn't give it planning permission because it might lead to antisocial behaviour. Now, I've never known a horse ever lead to antisocial behaviour. But what it says about our country, the fact that people objected to it, says everything about our country. When people objected to it, they said, a horse, a gypsy horse, we can't have a gypsy horse there. We want to have something neutral, like the Queen. Now, I would argue that there is nothing neutral about the Queen, nothing at all. So what I want us to do is I want us to reimagine what our world would be like if we lived in a republic. Because the symbols that we have around us say everything about the country that we live in. If you just take King George as an example up there, and by that I mean every King George. I'm not sure if it's the syphilitic King George or the King George that the Americans threw out when they declared their republic, but he's up there, and so it's only fitting that there should be a sculpture up there on the fourth plinth of trans faces. And that's what I want us to imagine of a world that we live in, because we live in a collective Stockholm syndrome, where we are in love with our captors. And our captors are the elite, they are the white supremacists, and at the very, very top are the Saxe-Coburg-Gothas, the Windsors that run and rule our country. And if we think about the symbols that surround us, it wasn't until very recently that if you wanted to send a letter, you had to literally lick the Queen's arse and stick a stamp on a letter. The Queen or the King is on all of our banknotes. From the very moment we're born, we are raised to be monarchists. We are brainwashed into thinking that it's an okay state of affairs. Now, we're also in a very dangerous time where you have reform being elected to power in different places, and they've said that for wherever they're in power, they're going to only have the Union Jack and the St. George's flag. We are entering peak flag shagging season. And there's nothing wrong with flags. I haven't got a problem with the Union Jack or the St. George's flag. Everybody should be entitled to fly their flag. But we're living in a time where, whether it's Trump in America or reform over here, they would have you be more frightened of diversity than dictatorship. One of the words they all use is subjects. All the time we accept being subjects, we are being subjected to a horrible symbol of inequality. It's a symbol of inequality that somebody should have the divine right to rule. If you live in a society which is based upon the equality of people, everybody should have the right, through their own abilities, to reach whatever station that they want. So we've been brainwashed by the firm. We need to all fly our colours, no matter what they are. So my last word is I want to show you the gypsy flag, which you won't see in many places. And from now on, it will be banned from anywhere that reform is in power. I'd like us to imagine a world where Buckingham Palace, the Windsors are evicted and the homeless are given entry. I'd like to imagine a world where the Romany flag and the trans flag and the pride flag flies above Buckingham Palace alongside the Union Jack. And let me tell you a little bit about this flag, because I want you to know and I want you to see it and I want you to fly it wherever you can. The Romany flag, it has the sky, which represents what we all live under. It represents the green of the earth that we all live on. And it represents the red flag because we're all travellers. One other thing I'd like you to imagine, and that happened a couple of years ago, some cousins of mine, when they were in the area of Windsor Castle, they took their caravans and they parked on the long walk down to the Thames. And the Daily Mail was outraged, and the Sun was outraged. I'm looking forward to a time where Gypsy and Traveller people can take back the Royal Parks and have it as a camping ground along with everybody else, because this is our land, it is not their land. Thank you very much.